to Dryer Days Art Studio. I'm Catherine. Thank you so much for being here today. Well, this is the piece I will be working on, and I have named this piece Marie Antoinette. I'm going to be using my large agate slice silicone mold for this piece, and pretty much everything I use in this you can find in my store, dryerdaysartstudio.com. But we'll get into each product as I'm using it. Here is the mold right here, and I had gently washed it with warm soapy water and let it out to dry, but we still had a couple little water droplets kind of along the edges here, so I'm just using a little piece of paper towel to gently get some of those water droplets out. And you're going to see me here in a second use a rubbing alcohol wipe, a little tiny wipe, to kind of clean the surface a little bit more. I will say I've had a couple people asking me about the surfaces of the mold. Can they dull out and lose their shine? And they can, and the harsher of a chemical or product that you're going to use on it, the quicker that's probably going to happen. So I am going to use the rubbing alcohol in this sense, but I do not do it every time, and I encourage you to be sparing with it. Don't use it every time, and just really take care of and store properly your molds. Okay, so now that my mold is ready, I'm going to start laying down these pink Peruvian opals where I want them. I got these from Laura's Art Corner, and I've been waiting for the right piece to use these on, and I thought this would be perfect to incorporate these into the mold. And they're just big enough too that they'll stick out a little bit to give me some of that beautiful rocky texture that I love to have in my geodes. And next I'm going to incorporate some plastic clear gems, and these I actually got from Hobby Lobby. You can find them in the floral department. They're called, they're vase fillers essentially. For this piece I was trying out a new resin called Tumbler Epoxy. Really enjoyed using this epoxy. It's a brand new resin created by Beth. We found each other on Instagram. I think she started watching my videos and then found me on Instagram. We've chatted here and there a few times, and I realized she started her own resin line, and I wanted to try it, and I'm really glad that I did. I knew I wanted this geode to have a lot of pink and white and gold, and those be the three primary colors. So you can see there to the top left, that's what I picked out. I like to kind of gather all of the colors I think I'm going to use, even if I don't use all of them, and just have them on my table and ready to go. And as I always do and start with every geode, is I'm just drizzling some clear on top of the loose stones. This first pink here is actually a concoction I made with my white matte pigment and the rose gold pigment. And this is just the plain white matte here. And you can do that with your pigments. You know, you can mix them up, get more of the hue that you're looking for. And that right there is the just straight up rose gold pigment right there. I wanted this to be a lighter looking geode. I didn't want it to be too dark, and so that's why I'm kind of adding more now, these lighter tones over top of that darker rose gold. The matte white is available in my store now. And right there is the True Love biodegradable glitter available in my store. That's probably my favorite glitter combination right now. And just adding some clear to give us some effects. I never really was a huge pink fan, but this last month or two I've been making so many pink, gold, and white pieces. I just love the color combination. Sometimes if I find just like a glitter I really like, I can base so many art pieces just off of one glitter that I find, like the celestial glitter in my store right now. A lot of people are really loving that glitter, and it's one of my favorites. And it's just like, it's crazy how one glitter can inspire so many pieces, but it can really happen. And here I am going to add some gold mine. The gold mine is heavy, so it will sink to the bottom, and I knew that, so I kind of will keep building it up so that we have some of that texture in there visible. A couple people have asked me how many ounces of resin this mold will take, and I did 2 layers here. This first layer was about 5 ounces total, and the second one that I'll do brought it to a grand total of about 9 ounces, so just about 4 ounces. It will depend on how many large stones or gems you're using, like I'm using here. It also depends on how deep or thick you like to have your finished product. Some people really like to fill that mold all the way. I like to fill mine kind of just below the rim. So yeah, this one came to about 9 ounces total. I hope that helps you guys. And I just kept building this layer until I was happy with it. This is the gold metallic pigment right here. I'm putting that in right along the edge of the gems here. And I will kind of end up changing this with my second layer. I make it a little bit more white. And so we'll see that. I love with resin that you can add layers, that you can do that kind of thing. If you're not completely satisfied with how it's looking, you can always change it with more layers. I had a little drip there I wanted to show you. I just come in with a baby wipe and it gets it right up. And I really like the baby wipes too for getting resin off hands, cups, sticks, any of your silicone implements. They really come in handy. So I am not the most patient person. It's not a virtue of mine. And I'm coming in right now the same day, same time I'm working on this piece to do my second layer. I'm not waiting a day. I'm not letting it harden up too much or anything, because I really wanted to come in and have this more blended look. I wanted it to be more fluid, almost kind of like more milky. So what I did was I added some white matte pigment to a paper cup, and I spritzed in maybe 2 sprays of rubbing alcohol and really made that white matte pigment like a paste. And then I added in my clear resin to make my white pigmented mixture. I really like adding that rubbing alcohol in there because it actually helps give us effects too when we're pouring it. And making it that paste first, especially with any matte pigment, is going to help you to avoid any kind of little balls solid pigment that's still stuck together. Adding that rubbing alcohol, making it a paste, is going to make it more silky, more smooth. So again, with this second layer, I just kept working it until I was happy with it. I love laying the clear over pigmented resin. Really helps give it more of a layered look, marries the colors together. I'm using primarily the same colors I used on that first layer. I am omitting the rose gold as I wanted this to be lighter. The rose gold added some really nice lowlights, but I wanted this to be a lighter, airier piece. When I feel I'm at a point where I'm pretty much done pouring resin, it's still tacky, it's in the process of curing, I will come in here with this mirrored glass and just placing it exactly where I want it, adding a little bit more shimmer, a little bit more texture. The reason I like to put it on top like this is because sometimes if we pour clear resin over it, it'll lose a lot of that shine, that mirrored look, and I wanted that still to be present here. If you need any products or tools, please be sure to check out the video description. Obviously the pigments and glitters in the mold, etc. You can find in my store. The Peruvian opals are available through Laura's Art Corner. I will provide her link, as well as the tumbler epoxy link for you guys, the resin that I used. All other stuff like gloves, the respirator I like to use, cups, sticks, all that stuff. A lot of that you can find linked in my Amazon store, which will have individual links below as well. So just check out that video description and you'll pretty much find everything that I use in every video in case you're looking for something or you like something I'm using and you want it for yourself. I will also sprinkle on some gold glass glitter around the outer edge there. You can kind of see it as I'm demolding this. I did not film that part. I still kind of kept coming in, checking on the piece, seeing how it was morphing and changing, and drizzling on some glass glitter when it was still tacky. So you can see that on the outer edge a little bit, and I did it on the inner rim as well, around that inner circle. And just gently, I like to use my thumb to come around and kind of get the edges off first. I will also do that with the center hole as well before I start to peel the mold away. This has cured for about 30 hours. With the larger molds, I really like to let them sit for a while. Make sure they're not bendable anymore and they're pretty much flat because, you know, we can still move resin for a while. And with these larger trays, if they start bending or moving in that curing process, then they really won't settle flat, and we want them to. So here is the underside, or the shiny side, that was against the silicone mold. You can see it looks pretty interesting. But this is the side here that I really, really love. And I was making it for this to be the side that would show as far as an art piece. Edges are a little bit sharp. Some of that glass glitter was hanging off. You can kind of easily snap it off as I'm doing there with my gloved hand. And then I will let this sit again on a flat surface for another 4 to 5 days just to really make sure it's stable. I did end up putting my initials in the lower portion of this piece. That's how I'm starting to sign my stuff. Somebody asked me that if I sign my resin work. It kind of depends on the piece. You can see there my little initials on the bottom. Sometimes I'll sign the side of a piece, but lately I've been wanting my initials to be more on the forefront. So I'm really, really happy with Marie Antoinette and how she turned out. I have her on display in a coffee shop. If she doesn't sell, she will be available in my store at dryerdaysartstudio.com. Thank you guys so much for watching today. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Come find me on Instagram at dryerdays. And until next time, everybody, keep on pouring.